Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rick. What do you do when you feel you've lost your intimacy with Christ? When we come to Christ, we get that feeling of euphoria, that joy, that peace. We feel the Holy Spirit come on us. But there are going to be times when you don't feel His presence. There are going to be times when you're praying or you're reading the Bible and just you're not getting anything. And you think you've done something wrong. You think you've displeased Him in some way. Let me tell you from my own personal experience, if you steer off the road of Christ after knowing Him and acknowledging Him, I guarantee you, He will tell you. He will come on you. He will let you know. So if you're not hearing from Him, don't be alarmed. It's kind of like, well, not kind of, it is like a marriage. A husband and wife in a marriage will, at times, lose their physical intimacy that they have with each other. Sometimes it's for a short period. Sometimes it's for a very long, extended period. There are varying amount of issues involved. And the person who is craving the intimacy in that relationship will feel useless. They'll feel like they're not important to the other person. And sometimes when we don't have that spiritual intimacy with Christ, we get that same feeling. So what do you do when you don't have that intimacy with your spouse? If that intimacy, that drive for that intimacy is so strong, it causes you to go out and have affairs to satisfy that. You have put your desires above your life or your love for your wife, your spouse. When you feel empty or feel like you're not being heard by Christ or you can't hear Him, do we embrace something of an idolatrous nature to try to gain that intimacy that we're missing with Christ? We still acknowledge Christ, just as we still acknowledge our spouse. Excuse me. But is our desire for that intimacy so strong that we're willing to risk idolatry or adultery in order to satisfy it? Or is our love for Him so strong that we will stand the testing and the purification of that time and persevere? You persevere in faithfulness in your marriage, your spouse will be so loving and grateful. You persevere in that relationship with Christ, He will draw closer to you, and that intimacy will return. Until next time, God bless.